Howdy y'all, it's Cody from the Keepers of Nerddom. Let's talk about the Munitorum Field Manual update. Something weird is happening. I've got the 1.8 and the 1.7 pulled up to compare, and something does not make sense, and I'm not sure what it is. We'll try to go through it. I thought they had done the points cost changes up or down with the coloration, and for some reason 1.7 is missing something. I don't know what's going on there. But they're just saying they're doing point cost changes, update every quarter, so 4 times a year, and isn't a fixed schedule. Start of the edition saw 2 days slates in a row to help adjust factions in the new game. They're changing things in Canoptic Court. Yeah, this is so stupid because point adjustments to slow next roll advance of the Necrons. They needed to balance data slate this stuff instead of just point cost adjustments, because they're making things, not to say that point costs shouldn't change, but they literally mention it here, particularly those combat detachments outside of the Hypercrypt Legion and Coptic Horde are the ones getting slight discounts. But they mention the two factions, the two detachments by name for the Necrons inside of this that are causing the problem, not the Necrons as a whole, which actually is going to make the other detachments not as playable, even though they're dropping other things in a way. It's still not going to make them playable enough that it's going to help. Adeptus Mechanicus have dropped. Points for Custodes and Orcs now have updated points as their codexes hit store shelves on Saturday. It might be different from what is printed in the book, so you can be sure they're fully up to date with this latest balance update. I think the arrows for them are based on what the book would have said versus what the Munitorum Field Manual previously would have said. So they're actually saying, hey, these are changed from the book, I'm guessing. And then this is the weird part that I'm pissed off about, because it's so stupid. It's not that hard, people. So their codexes hit store shelves on Saturday for the Adeptus Custodes and Orcs. And then they get into this next section. The Tau Empire's points still match their index values ahead of the widespread release of their new codex, which is available for pre-order on Saturday. Available for pre-order on Saturday, but the codexes for Adeptus Custodes and Orcs hit shelves on Saturday. We are over a month out from the Tau Empire codex reveal, and we are still not given fully a codex, even though they've been out in the Crute box. This is stupid stuff. Stupid. I'm not worried about the rest of this in a way. I don't mind playing the Tau in their index. However, how incompetent do you have to be releasing two books with terrible point values that makes no sense and already have them up to date on Saturday when their codexes hit store shelves on Saturday, and we get their updated points already today? So 2 days from now, their codexes hit store on this Saturday, and the Tau Empire's codexes are pre-order on Saturday, and they came out over a month before this stuff. That's stupid. That is stupid. And it says they'll see a Munitorum Field Manual update when the codex appears in stores and everyone has access to the rules. Why are you doing this, Games Workshop? You are literally awful at your jobs. People, please do not give them money if they can't even get out point costs or codexes on a timely fashion for one of their factions that have had the codex out but not technically out for a long time. That is dumb. Do not give them your money. That is dumb. Do not do it. Please. It's not worth it, especially once you see these point cost changes. There's some weird stuff going on here. Okay, targeted changes, Death Cultative, Sororitas, Astra Militarum. We're not going to hit much of those except for Astra Militarum, because a friend that plays those. And then we'll look at Grey Knights as well. That just ticks me off. So let's go over to it. We'll start at the Adeptus Custodes. And here's what's funny. We'll look at this, but it's pretty bad. I'll scoot it over just a little bit for everybody. And you'll understand why. And that's why I'm like, there's an incompetence thing going on here that is just frustratingly dumb. So the previous points for Alea were 80 points down to 75, so it is down by 5. The Adeptus Custodians for 6 models is 390, down from 390. Cool. Nethus Icona Rhino is down from 75 points to 75 points. Blade Champion is down to 110 points from 120, so that's actually a change. Custodian Guards for 5 of them, 225. It's down from that to 225. What is going on here? What is this? Custodian Wardens, 5 models, 250 points, previous edition, down to 250. No change. Knight Centura model, 70 points now, down from 75. 5-point difference. Okay, that's actually correct. Prosecutors, they're down from 100 points to 100 points. No change. Shield Captain, 140 points, is down to 140 points. Whoa. So cool. This is so stupid. Shield Captain Alari's Terminator Armor, 140, 140. Shield Captain Don Eagle, Jet Bike, 140, 140. Trajan Valoris, 160 down to 150. 10 points change. Woo! Okay, at least it's a change that makes some sense. All right, Valerian, down 5 points from 115. Venerable Contemptor Dreadnought, down from 185 to 170, so 15-point drop. Venerable Land Raider, 240, 240. No change, but yet it's saying there's a change. Woot woot. Okay, that's so stupid. Virtus Praetors, 225 down to 225. It's gotta be, guys, from the book. Because this doesn't make any sense at all. Because the Forge World point values aren't changed at all. It's everything in the other part of the codex. There's not really much changes at all. Looks like they added 10 models. Huh. Okay, so we're looking at Vigilators. They're 10 models, 130 down to 125. So 5-point decrease only at that biggest value. That's weird. Witch Seekers down. No changes at all. They're the exact same. This is so stupid. And obviously the other stuff isn't real yet. So, because they don't exist. All right, let's keep moving. So that's got to be the issue, is stuff. And that's so funny that the Eldari have points drops anywhere at all. Ridiculous. But some have increases, which is good. Agents of the Imperium. Let's check that out. There's part of me, I'm sorry that I'm so frustrated, but yet this is just so dumb. So Kalidas Assassin is up from 90 points to 100, up by 10. Inquisitorial Henchman for Acolytes is 50 points instead of 40. Okay. Lord Inquisitor Kyria Draxus is up from 75 to 85, so a 10-point increase. So they're trying to make sure that these things are not crazy strong. Okay. Astra Militarum. Let's check it out. All right. First change, Adelan Rough Riders, 10 models, 120 points from 140, so down 20. That's pretty good. Basilisk is up from 135 to 150, so 15-point increase. Bulgren Squad is up from 160 to 180. Jeez. Okay, let's keep going. Nothing down below. A Hellhound is 125 down to 115, and a Hydra down to 85 from 95, so 10 points down. Nice. Carskin, 10 models. There's just 10 models. There's nothing else you can take. 120 points from 100. Dang, that's a 20-point increase. Lehman Russ, Battle Tank down by 10 points. Wow. Eradicator down 10 points. Executioner down 10 points. Exterminator down 10 points. Punisher down 10 points. Vanquisher down 10 points. Okay. Interesting. Manticore. Manticore was 180. It is now 190. Militarum Tempestus Command Squad down to 70 from 80. That's the one problem with this. There's points increases on certain things, but it doesn't actually entirely matter if you just take something to offset the points increase. And you're like, okay, so this increased 10 points or 20. I'll just take a Lehman Russ, and there's 10 points back. That's just the funny things that happen. And sometimes I go, what was the point of these drops? Unless you actually make something else more useful and don't just give us points drops on the other things that are already useful. Tempestus Scions are down to 100 points for 10 of them, and they were 110. Okay. Cool. Oh, Medusa Carriage Battery. Oh. It was 110. It's up to 125. So I'm guessing it's the indirect fire. Black Templars. There's not much there. Holy cow. They're a small faction. The Templars Gladiator Lance is up by 5 points. Gladiator Reaper is up by 5. Okay, and then Gladiator Valiant up 5. Templars Impulsor 5. Crusader Squad 10 points up for the smallest version. Otherwise, no change. That's super weird. Okay, and then Prior's Sword Brethren up by 10 points, and then 20 on the big one. Interesting. Blood Angels don't care. Chaos Knights don't care. Dark Angels don't care. There's not a lot. It's like some of these have no changes. My goodness. Grey Knights. Let's go down to Grey Knights. So Grey Knights were... All right. Brotherhood Librarian is up to 120 from 110, so 10-point increase. Brotherhood Tech Marine up to 70 from 60, so 10 points. Interceptor Squad has dropped by 5 points at the bottom and 10 points at the top there. Nemesis Dread Knight up to 195 from 185, so 10-point increase. Purgation Squad down by 10 and 5 on the smaller. Purifier Squad down by 10 and 5 at the lower. Strike Squad down by 5 and then 10 at the bigger. Yeah, nothing too crazy there. So just the Nemesis Dread Knights were raised, but not the Nemesis, the Grandmaster and Nemesis Dread Knight armor. It's interesting. He was already 200. The Nemesis Dread Knight's only 5 points cheaper than the Imperial Knights. No change. Crazy. Leagues of Votann. Okay, there's some changes. My friend plays those, so we'll look at that real quick. Hearthkin Warriors, 10 models, 100 points from 110, so down 10. Uthar Destin down to 80 from 90. So just some little changes. That's so crazy just to realize that's all they have. There's just nothing else there. Necrons! All right, let's look at Necrons. We knew there were going to be changes, but Katana Shard of the Deceiver, no change. Nightbringer, 295 from 255, 40-point increase. Whew! Void Dragon, 290 from 270, 20-point increase. Nightbringer got so much more, and that's kind of crazy. So Nightbringer was cheaper than Void Dragon, and now is more expensive than it. Wild. Okay. Catacomb Command Barge was 150 down to 130. 20-point decrease. Nice. Chronomancer up to 65 from 50. 15 points. Dang. Death Marks are down to 120 and 60 for 5. Nope. So Death Marks and Flayed Ones have the exact same point cost now. So Death Marks were 65 and then 130, so 5-point and then 10-point decrease. And Flayed Ones were 70 and 140, so Flayed Ones got a pretty significant drop. Nice. Illuminor Xeris, that really boggles my mind. Was 160 down, now up to 175. Immortals were 75 and then 150, and they were 70 and 140, and now they're up to 75 and 150, so a 10-point and 5-point increase. Monolith was 350, now 375, 25-point increase. Guys, fix Hypercrypt Legion. Canopta Court is decent, like it's strong too, but not like Hypercrypt Legion, and you're just making everything worse. And obviously they're lowering like melee stuff, but our melee's just not that good. But anyway, whatever. Ophidian Destroyers were 100 and then 200 points, so they're down by 90, or down to 90 and to 180, so 10 and then 20 points off. That's really good. Plasmancer went up to 65 from 55, to 10-point increase. Scorpic Destroyers were 100 and 200, so the same as the Ophidians. It's crazy that they're the exact same price as the Ophidians, and they drop the 10 and the 20. Scorpec Lord from 100 points down to 80. The melee stuff's interestingly weird. So I guess they did do some good changes there. Technomancer was 60 down to 85. Good gracious. And Transcendent Catan, this one boggles my mind a little bit. Was 275, now 285. So they raised Nightbringer by 40 points and Transcendent Catan by 10. And Shard of the Void Dragon 20. Like, I don't understand why Nightbringer got hit that hard comparatively. Just weird. I get that they should have been hit, but not like that. That's silly. And then Hypercrypt Legion, the Dimensional Overseer, which I believe is the gives you a little bit more, one more teleport. Guys, it's such a simple thing. Limit who could teleport or change how many teleports you get. It's not that hard. It's just not that hard. Ugh. So it's up to 25 points from 10. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, it was way too strong. Okay, so Codex Orcs. We don't care. Space Marines. No. No, thank you. Space Wolves. They just had stuff go down. That's funny. Tau. Oh, Index Tau. Index Tau. We're still there. Dumb. Figure it out. Dadgummit. So stupid. And also, I forgot to talk about this. Let's go back up here for a second. Orcs. There it is. Okay. Orcs. Notice something about the Forge World points? There is one thing in there. My understanding is like there was over 10 before their codex came out, and they took out all but one of their Forge World models. Again, why are you giving GW money if they're going to do this stuff? Like, they're taking away your things that you paid expensive, high-end amounts of money, and then you can't play them in tournaments. You can play them at home games, which I still do with my legendary stuff, but there's going to come a point possibly that they disappear even from Legends, and it's so frustrating. Like, I feel sorry for you Orc people just because now you don't have more stuff that you would have had, and even if it wasn't necessarily good, at least you had it. At least you had it. You know what I'm saying? That's frustrating. Tyranids, nobody cares. World Eaters, cool. They had points drops only. I think this is... Wow. Huh. Dang. So that just helps them all around. That's pretty cool. Angron didn't go down, though. That's good. Jeez. All right. I think that's all the ones that we need to talk about. Where did Grey Knights go? Oh, yeah, we talked about them. Okay, so changes-wise... Necrons obviously got some hits just because they had things that were strong. I get it, but they don't know how to fix things. They don't even know how to put out a codex. It's so dumb. It's so frustrating. Let's see here. The Votann stuff looked good. The changes to Custodes, I don't really know that it was much of a change at all. That was actually beneficial because they went down in survivability and usefulness in a way and lost some really powerful stratagems and then got just barely any points decreases at all. Really frustrating. I feel bad for my friend because it's just frustrating. And then the fact that Index Tau is still a thing. Figure your lives out, people, please. Necrons, they're whatever. Orcs, I feel sorry for you guys as well. This is just not a very happy change. And then even the Grey Knights, it's like, wow, what the heck is going on here? Because I guess the good news about this is the things that were really effective went up, but then the things that weren't necessarily quite as effective went down. So then you could offset the point values anyway by just taking an Interceptor squad, or Strike squad or Purify squad, these other squads, take them. And these are the pointless changes that frustrate me, but it's like, why not adjust the things that aren't very good? Now, I don't know much about Grey Knights, so I may be speaking out of turn, but I don't know. It just seems weird. Just seems odd to me. That's all. Okay. Yeah. What do you guys think about the points cost adjustments? Obviously, I didn't go through every single one because there's just factions I haven't run into yet. Just wanted to give you a quick rundown. I'm just sad that we had this happen again, where it's just a frustrating change because they can't figure out how to make changes well. Make your balanced data slate and your points cost adjustments happen at the same time so you can adjust things. Or do balanced data slate and then go, hey, in a week or two, we're going to do the points just adjustments after we just see what happens. And this whole codex release thing is creating why this is so frustrating and so weird, because they can't release their codexes fast. They're defunct when they come out. They're not real. They're not accurate. It doesn't make any sense. I want to be so excited for Warhammer 40k, and this is not it. This is not it. On the bright side, I hadn't played with my Necrons during this past time frame. I don't think any of my Catans, so I get to just experience them as these new versions. As a positive, I guess. And Transcendence really didn't change much at all. But why did Immortals go up? There's so many point cost increases in just little spots. It's like, this is bad. It's really bad. Anyway, I am Cody from the Keepers of Nerddom. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I look forward to your comments down below. Take care, and like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye.